Welcome, fellow Tarnished, to Dark Fantasy Games, a channel dedicated to Elden Ring and the dark fantasy genre. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a few tips on how to take down the boss, Flying Dragon Agheel. Now, you will come across this particular boss if you're going across this swampy area in Limgrave. There is a few specific tips that I want to give you with this boss. I didn't really find any of my Ash summons to be really of any use against this boss, but what I did find was a pattern that works really well. Striking the legs seems to be the best option to be able to stay away from his main attacks, but this is the one you're looking for. When he breathes the fire, you want to get around on the left hand side and get around the back, do some attacks on his legs and then move away. The thing is, I'm not that great on horseback yet when it comes to combat because I've not really used it that much. This is the first time really that I've used Torrent in terms of combat. But if you time it right, when he does that fire attack, you can actually get a hit on his wing as you go past him, and then 3 or 4 hits on his leg, depending on how much stamina you got left. Now the thing is, stamina management is a little bit of a thing here because it depends on your distance away from him before he breathes fire to how much you've got to sprint to get there in time. Because while he's breathing that fire, he's open, he's not going to do any other attack, and it gives you the option to then be able to get around the side and the back to get those hits in. So really it's a matter of just rinsing and repeating it, and to be honest with you, once I'd figured out this particular way of doing this boss, it was more about patience than anything else. You know, sometimes I had to move away a little bit, try and bait him into using his fire breath, and then along the side of him getting a few hits in and then moving out the way. Now he will do a few other attacks. He will fly up into the air and breathe fire down at you, and when he does that you've just got to try and get as much distance from him as you can, and the fact that you've got Torrent means you can do that very quickly. I think trying to take this boss out on the ground would be relatively difficult, at least in the early game. I'm relatively low level still at this point. I think maybe with better armor and weapons and a little bit of stat upgrades, potentially you could do it. I think as a caster you could still do really well against this boss because you've got plenty of time in between his attacks to be able to use sorceries at distance. So there is a good chance for people using sorceries to use a similar method, but using Torrent is invaluable for this boss, at least in my experience. The first couple of times I tried it without using Torrent just ended very quickly. It did take a little while doing it this way, but I just think this was for me the best strategy. It worked really well. Hopefully you've taken a few tips from this video, and if you have, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Watch this space for more Elden Ring content on the channel. And before I go, I'd just like to say, may you be blessed with a curseless journey.